When you combine Reservoir Dogs and the Hateful Eight, you get Bad Times at the El Royale, directed by Goddard, who is lined up to direct the X-Force movie, and going by this film, that leaves me very excited for it. It stars a stellar cast, including Jeff Bridges, Jon Hamm, Chris Hemsworth, and Dakota Johnson, who has well and truly moved past the 50 Shades franchise. The film is about a group of people who stay at the El Royale Hotel, a cheap establishment with the gimmick of being half in California and half in Nevada. But a very Tarantino-esque story means that every single one of these guests have their ulterior reasons for being there that I will not spoil, as the trailer did such a good job of covering the plot up, showing only that shit goes down. Straight into the positives then, there is some outright gorgeous cinematography in this, with a lot of long shots, pans and tracking shots, giving a cinematography geek like myself real value for money. The story structure in this is solid as well. I use Reservoir Dogs as a comparison, as like with that film, each character bit is introduced with a title screen, breaking up the mode and allowing each character's story to translate smoothly onto the film. The film also has some guts when it comes to depictions and stories. Imagine the relationship in Leon the Professional if Leon actively encouraged Natalie Portman's character's infatuation with him. It leads to some uncomfortable moments. The dialogue is absolutely fantastic, with all the wit and charm of a Tarantino script, with a lot less M-bombs and more subtle uses of profanity. It comes with some big surprises as well. Goddard and cinematographer Seamus McGarvey create a portrait that draws the audience in so well that when things happen, it garners one hell of a reaction from the audience. I am a sucker for stuff happening in the background that is more interesting as the foreground, and this film does that very well. I also love this film doesn't spoon feed the audience. There are some answers that the audience are looking for that we are never explicitly given. The number of scenes that stick out here are endless, but I particularly enjoy a scene involving some great collaboration between Jeff Bridges and Cynthia Ervio. Now this film has a couple of issues, with one being the lack of original ideas at certain points. For the originality it gives, we still get clear examples of Tarantino cliches, such as title cards and using licensed music as backing tracks. We even get a scene where a psychopath is dancing to music joyfully while someone is bound and gagged. Now, where have I seen that before? Also, whilst I enjoy most of the characters' motives and backstories, one particular character's backstory is a very convenient ex machina that felt a little bit forced. And with the amount of trust the film has in its audience to put two and two together, they certainly slap you around the face with this one. As for the runtime, for the most part, it feels fine, but there are some times in the middle third where we do start to feel the runtime a little bit more, and it can be really off-putting to some audience members. But luckily, whenever the film gets to that stage, something always happens to snack us back into the action, which I feel was a clever way to edit this together. Now, with a star-studded cast like this, we are obviously going to get some great performances. Jeff Bridges, for all the films recently where he is just playing a jolly Southern American, came into this delivering probably one of the most powerful visual performances he has done in a long time. Jon Hamm is fantastic with his dialogue, and after seeing him in this and last year's Free Fire, I feel like he is a shoo-in anytime a script needs asshole-ish charisma, because he always nails it, and his character changes a lot, which is a testament to his range. Dakota Johnson comes in with such a no-nonsense attitude, she is almost unrecognizable from her time as Anastasia Steele. Cynthia Erivo is outright the heart in this film. Even when the times are getting rough, her voice brings a sense of hope in dreaded scenarios. But the best performances have to come from Chris Hemsworth and Kaylee Spaney. Hemsworth plays such a jolly psychopath straight out of a Far Cry game, and is really good at being creepy and intimidating. I swear there's nothing this guy cannot do acting-wise. Kaylee Spaney, I was shocked to find out she is only just turned 21. She plays the younger sister of Dakota's character, and she is creepier than half the creepy girls in horror movies. She's insane, but acts completely innocent and normal, and some of the things she says chills me to the core. Our clerk Miles is played by Lewis Pullman and is the weakest performance, but he still holds his own against some of the heavyweights here. Overall, Bad Times at the El Royale, I feel, needs to be seen. It is such a clever bit of filmmaking and perfectly balances the film purist side whilst also balancing the casual viewer's desire for some action and profanity. I really hope this doesn't slip under the radar. I would say this is a watered-down Tarantino film, but honestly, it is more brutal than a lot of films these days and is the definition of a good character-driven thriller. Bad Times at the El Royale is a good cup of tea. So, Bad Times at the El Royale, has everybody seen it? If you have, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Hit that round subscribe button for more reviews coming all the time. This is that Spike Hair Podcast. Signing off.